Yeah, I'm getting ready to do some logging. I've been out on the grader the last 3 days. I would have started logging now. But I have to do some modifying on some chains here. And I have to replace one of these hooks. Now the first thing I have to do is take my grinder and get rid of this safety feature. You know, they're nothing but a problem. You know, like if you have a chain, you try to hook this into there, it just gets in the way. Gets tangled up, gets bent, broke. They never work. They just make it awkward. There is a reason for them though. You know, a lot of stuff now, to be OSHA approved, it has to use that type of hook. But also, in those instances where you're using a tow strap, I don't use it for logging, but for pulling people out. You know, you could be on glare ice and you can get up enough momentum that'll pull, you know, give somebody a jerk and get them out of a ditch. But when I'm using one of these, you know, on new cars particularly, it's always hard to find a good spot to hook on. There's nothing solid enough to hook on. You end up going under to the axles or something. So what I like to do is run a length of chain, just a short one, on the end of these. But if you're doing that, by all means, use one of these. You know, with that safety hook in there. Because a tow strap under tension with a hunk of chain on the end is a killer. They have knocked out many people's windows, but there's been people killed by them too. So they work really great, but you have to keep that in mind, that that is a time to use that safety type hook. For most of my stuff, I don't even bother. You know, they're just a nuisance. One of the chains I'm working on is a long hunk of chain I got at a garage sale one time that has no ends on it. So we're going to put new ends on that. Give me some extra distance. So if I'm going for a long pull, I've got a cable that I put, and you know, it's like 50 feet long. That's nice. Cable's got a little give to it. You know, chain is dead, the cable's got a little give. I do have a real heavy chain. It's more chain than I normally need. You know, that's too heavy. It just wears you out dragging it around. This weighted chain is a nice sized chain. And there's another thing too. I knew a guy one time who bought one of these high test chains. It's supposed to be really strong. We were trying to pull out a corn picker one time, and he hooked on this super expensive chain, and it broke. And when it broke into like 3 pieces. It just shattered like glass. You know, these old chains are softer. Like, here's a piece of crap chain that I picked up on the road. The only reason I picked it up is it got a good hook on it someplace. Yeah. You know, that I can salvage, pull that off. But you can see this chain, the links are stretched, you know, and compressed so the chain binds. It doesn't really want to flex easy anymore. So I won't use that for anything, because she's pretty well shot. But it was worth picking up for the hook. But like I say, this chain, the super heavy duty one, is one I found on the road. That's an excellent chain, but it just exhausts you to use the thing. You know, so I don't use that unless I need it. You know, if I had the grader stuck or something, or I used it one time on a gravel truck. Somebody had got a gravel truck in a ditch, and I pulled it out, a loaded gravel truck with the grader, with this heavy chain. But just moving it around, just manipulating it wears you out. That's what this chain, this size is a good sized chain. Both of them I found down the road too. Broken, you know, bits and pieces. That's what I got to put an end on. But this, I don't remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't much. But it was a new chain. It just had never had ends put on it. But I've got a lot of chains. I use chains a lot. But like I say, for the long stretch, it's time for cable. But if you use a tow strap, like I say, don't be, you know, using a chain and then have that come flying back, because they come back like a bullet if they unhook. You know, even just, I've seen tow straps that just had a hook on them, and even that hook, if that hook should come loose and come back, it's like a bullet. They could be deadly. But for my normal organ, put a slip hook on one end, just grab kind of hook that'll go in between the links on the other. That gets me by.